Meanwhile, a woman believed to be aged in her 40s has died after her car slammed into a tree near Casino on the far north coast. Roadblocks and diversions were put in place while paramedics worked on the victim. It's not yet clear what caused the accident. The state's treasurer today likened challenges stemming from Newcastle's light rail construction to those faced when building the harbour bridge. Dominic Perrottet was in Broadmeadow to brief the Hunters business community about the budget.
Another senior government MP, the same line for Newcastle businesses affected by the light rail build.
Yes, I understand there are challenges as this project comes online, but I also know the benefits to small businesses in Newcastle will be phenomenal as a result of this project.
However, this time there was a new, far grander comparison.
When we built the harbour bridge many years ago, there were challenges there as well. But doing nothing is not an option.
The state's treasurer was in Newcastle this afternoon to spruik his budget and what it means for the region. Dominic Perrottet dismissed claims the wider Hunter missed out on infrastructure funding and said he's impressed with Newcastle's growth, despite even businesses along the light rail route admitting they're struggling.
To see Newcastle and what is happening right now is amazing, and this is a city, this is a region that is only going to grow. The economies are going to grow as the infrastructure comes in.
Emma Murphy, NBN News.
We've been given a sneak peek at plans for Stage 2 of the East End development. Iris Capital has lodged plans with Newcastle Council for 124 apartments, but amid the new, there'll still be a touch of the old.
Newcastle East transformed. This is Iris Capital's vision for the second stage of its East End redevelopment. 12 buildings comprising of more than 100 apartments at 5 terraces, designed by CKDS Architecture. The latest entry in Newcastle's apartment boom.
Retail activation all around the street frontage is going to provide the city with a fantastic retail and commercial opportunity.
But some things won't change, with iconic facades to stay.
Some of them are listed as local significance, and some of them are just a beautiful facade that we really wanted to retain, and they're part of the character and the history of the area and the precinct.
Tomorrow, the plans will go on show to the public as part of a pop-up store in Hunter Street Mall. Construction is slated to start early next year. Meanwhile, there'll soon be work going on citywide, with Newcastle councillors adopting a budget that will deliver a record $100 million works program. $24 million will be spent on roads and footpaths.
The Hunter has become a key stop for those driving the new generation of electric cars. The NRMA has chosen Newcastle for the first of its fast charging stations, with dozens more to be rolled out across the state.
This is the future of filling up, replacing petrol with megawatts of power. Fully charged thanks to the first of the NRMA's new network of fast stations.
We wanted a position that had a gateway to regional communities and also to open up the state. So Wallsend and Newcastle is a perfect location because it's a gateway to the rest of the state.
A major factor for drivers of electric cars is so-called range anxiety. A typical charge can keep engines running for around 200 kilometres. The NRMA's network of more than 40 ports will allow fast charging within 150 kilometres of each station, and there's a relatively speedy turnaround.
I believe from start to finish is about 20 to 30 minutes. So it's ideal that you can come into a location like this, charge, have a coffee, see the community.
Newcastle Newcastle Council will install 3 of its own stations over the next year, but exactly where isn't known. And with more electric vehicles coming onto the market, expect to see a surge of these zipping through your neighbourhood.
It's inevitable that there'll be a substantial number of EV cars hitting the community in the next 5 to 10 years. So we're building the network for the future.
Samantha Long, NBN News.
Toronto's swim centre will close its doors for the next 12 months as it undergoes a multi-million-dollar upgrade. Lake Macquarie Council is spending more than $6 million renovating the facility. It'll include a new hydrotherapy pool, family change rooms, lift access and a kiosk. Water filtration systems will also be replaced and all pools retiled. The centre will be out of action from July 7.
Still to come. An arrest warrant issued for the ex-boyfriend of a Sydney murder victim.